Hey everyone, this is just really quick. I'm just going to read through this because no sooner did I finish uploading my video on Blake Lively's fake outrage for third parties and her request for an extension to delay the unsealing of the exhibits attached to the motion for summary judgment. As soon as I uploaded that video, Alexandra Shapiro fired back with a really blistering attack on Lively. Okay, so I'm just going to read it and leave it there. Dear Judge Lyman, the Wayfarer parties, etc., we all know who they are, respectfully write to oppose Lively's request for a multi-week extension of her time to file motions to seek sealing of summary judgment materials. As Your Honour well knows and has stated in prior orders in this case, the Supreme Court and Second Circuit have long held that there is a presumption of immediate public access to judicial documents under both the common law and the First Amendment. This presumption is especially strong where the materials are filed in connection with summary judgment. And that's what I said, that you can't compare motion for spoliation sanctions to a summary judgment, which is what Lively tried to do. They are worlds apart. The public's right of access cannot be needlessly delayed. For the right of access to justify its purpose, it must be a right of timely access. Accordingly, the Second Circuit has warned that each passing day may constitute a separate and cognizable infringement of the First Amendment, and long delays in adjudication based on secret documents impede the public's ability to properly monitor the work of the courts. Seriously strong arguments here. As Lively notes, the Wayfarer parties have no objection to a one-week extension, doubling the time allotted under Your Honour's individual practices. And there's a footnote. The Wayfarer parties have also offered to handle redactions of personal identifying information on any document that is unsealed before refiling. Any further extension is wholly unnecessary and would contravene Second Circuit law. Lively's lengthy letter does not even acknowledge this clear and binding precedent, and she certainly provides no compelling reason to depart from it. Lively complains about having to review 100 exhibits for various reasons, including that they were provided to her 2 hours after midnight instead of at midnight on the dot. But the documents at issue do not require any detailed analysis. They are not trade secrets or technical documents or customer lists. They are primarily emails and text messages for which there is no colorable basis to seal, which is precisely why the Wayfarer parties have unsealed all of their own comparable materials. Which is true. All of the Wayfarer stuff is unsealed. Many of these documents should come as no surprise to Lively, as they were used as deposition exhibits and even as the basis for her own pleadings. Moreover, no one can dispute that Lively, who is represented by numerous global law firms, has numerous lawyers available who are intimately familiar with the facts and could promptly conduct a review. Lively also claims a further extension is needed to accommodate various third parties. Not one of those parties has asserted any need for any further extension themselves, no doubt because no third party has more than 25 documents to review, and most have far fewer. Lively's accounts of the negotiations around the issues also conspicuously omits the history of the parties' discussions on this issue, of course they do, which suggests that details such as the number of exhibits involved and when exactly they were served are not the true basis for Lively's extension request. In particular, Lively fails to acknowledge that she proposed the same extension of sealing to the Wayfarer parties even before any summary judgment motion was filed. And although the Wayfarer parties believed, based on the parties' earlier discussions of this issue, that Lively would be filing a summary judgment motion of her own, the Wayfarer parties still rejected her proposal, explaining that it was inconsistent with Second Circuit law and the public's right of access. In other words, the Wayfarer parties were willing to adhere to the same time constraints for sealing motions themselves. Notably, since the Wayfarer parties filed their summary judgment motion a week ago, Lively's counsel has made no effort to have any meet and confer concerning the substance of any document that they maintain should not be sealed. And then I love this sentence. Whatever the reason for Lively's dilatory tactics, her request for further extensions cannot be squared with Second Circuit law and should be rejected. I have nothing to say. I have nothing further to say. Beautiful. I can't wait to see what Lyman says.